Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everyone. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Surya Ramadansyah. I am from 3 ELA class. So today I will tell you about four major tenses in English. The first one is simple present tense, present continuous tense, simple past tense, and the last one is simple future tense. Okay, we start by understanding what is the definition of tenses. So, tenses are the form of verbs used in English to show when an event or action takes place, whether in the past, present, or future. By using tenses, we can understand if something has happened, is happening, or will happen. Next. Okay, various kinds of tenses. Generally, tenses are divided into three main categories. The first one is present or current time. Second is past or past time. Number three is future times. Next. Okay, we go to the first tenses. Simple present tense. So, what is the simple present tense? Okay, simple present tense is a verb tense used in English to express habits, general facts, things that are always true, or routines. This tense often describes something that doesn't change or is part of daily activities. Function of simple present tense. Number one is expressing habits, used for activities that are repeated or everyday habits. Examples: she drinks coffee every morning. Number two, expressing general facts or universal truths, used to state things that are considered always true or factual. Example, the sun rises in the east. Number three, expressing permanent states, describing stable condition or states that don't change. Example, he works at a bank. And number four, giving simple instruction or direction, often used in instruction like recipes or direction. Example, first, cut the onions. And the last one is expressing fixed schedules, used for fixed schedules or times, often related to transportation or formal event. Example, the train leaves at 8 p.m. Okay, next. Okay, we go and we learn about formula of present tense. Formula of present tense is consists of two categories. The first one is nominal, and then the second one is verbal. We go first to nominal categories. The first one is positive form. Is subject plus to be, am is are, and then plus complement. And then the negative form is subject plus to be, am is are, plus not, plus complement. And then the last one is interrogative form is to be, am is are, plus subject, and then plus complement. So when will we use the am is are as the to be? So we use am as a to be when the subject is I, atau dalam bahasa Indonesianya itu adalah saya atau aku. And then we use is when the subject is she, he, or it. And then we use are as a to be is when the subject is you, they, and we. Seperti itu, like that. And then we go to the second categories, is the verbal categories. The positive form is verbal, is subject plus verb 1, s or es plus object. And then the negative form is subject plus do or does plus not plus verb 1 plus object. And then the last one is interrogative form, is do or does plus subject plus verb 1. So when will we use the s or es in the verb? So usually we use the s or es is when the subject is a single subject, atau dalam bahasa Indonesianya itu adalah subjek tunggal dan tidak jamak. Contohnya, the example of single subject is she, he, it. We use that s and es. We add some s or es to the verb. Seperti itu. So, when will we use the s or es? Usually we use the s on a general verb, but sometimes we use the es in some verb. Example is match, match. We use match with es, and many example are there. Next. Okay, example of present tense. Just another one. This is the nominal one and the verbal one. The positive form is she is a teacher. The negative form is she is not a teacher. And then the interrogative form is he a teacher? Okay, we go to verbal categories. Positive form, she read books every day. Negative form, she does not read books every day. And then the interrogative form is, does she read books every day? As just like you look in here, you use s or we add s in the verb in this sentence. We use the verb is read, and we add s. We add s in the verb. But in negative and interrogative form, we don't add s in the verb. It's the not too late. Okay, time signals. Time signals in present tense are always, often, usually, sometimes, never, every day, every week, on Mondays, in the morning, at night, and many things. Next, we go to the second tenses, present continuous tense. So what is the present continuous tense? Present continuous tense, also known as the present progressive tense, is used to describe actions that are happening right now. It's the keyword, right now. Actions that are ongoing or temporary and future plans. This tense combines the verb to be, is, are, with the ing verb of the main verb. So what is a function of present continuous tense? Number one is action happening right now, used to describe action that are occurring at the moment of speaking. Examples, she is studying now. Number two, ongoing action, describe action that are in progress or continuing around the current time but may not be happening exactly at the moment of speaking. Example, they are building a new school. Next. So, this is the formula of present continuous tense. The positive form is subject plus to be, am is, are, plus verb ing plus object. Negative form, subject plus to be, am is, are, plus not, plus verb ing plus object. And integrative form is to be, am is, are, plus subject plus verb ing plus object, and then the question mark. Example, positive form, they are playing soccer. And then the negative form is they are not playing soccer. And then interrogative form is, are they playing soccer? So when will we use the am, is, are as the to be in the sentence of present continuous tense? We use am Just like I say before, we use am when the subject is I. We use is when the subject is she, he, it, and we use the are as a to be when the subject is we or they. It's like that. Samples, they are playing soccer, they are not playing soccer, and then are they playing soccer? So this is the time signals of present continuous tense. Now, at the moment, right now, today, this week, moon, or year, currently, these days, this morning, afternoon, or evening, and at present. So we can use the time signals in the end of sentence. Examples. They are playing soccer right now. They are playing soccer at the moment. They are playing soccer today. It's like that. Okay, we go to this third tense. It is the simple past tense. So what is the simple past tense? Simple past tense is used to describe actions that were complete in the past. It's used for events that happened at a specific times in the past. And those events are no longer happening. This tense is often used with time expression that refer to a specific past moment, such as yesterday, last year, or 2 days ago. So what is the function of simple present tense? Number one is actions completed in the past. It is used to describe action or events that are happened and finished in the past. Examples, I visited Paris last year. Number two, habits in the past. Used to express repeated action or habits in the past, but not anymore. Example, when I was young, I play outside every day. Next. So this is the example of a simple past tense. Nominal. She was a teacher. And then the negative, she was not a teacher. And then was she a teacher? And then we go to verbal categories. The positive form is she visited the museum yesterday. Negative, she did not visit the museum yesterday. Integrative, did she visit the museum yesterday? So this is the time signal of simple past tense. Yesterday, last, and ago. We can change the time signal in the end of sentence. Just like I said before, maybe we can change yesterday in this sentence to last week or 5 minutes ago. Examples, she visited the museum last week. She visited the museum 5 minutes ago. Okay. So this is in the simple past tense, the verb is added by ed, just like you see in here, ed, visit. The verb is visit, but it is visited. It's added with ed. So when will we use the ed? We use the ed when the verb is a regular verb, atau dalam kata bahasa Indonesianya itu kata kerja beraturan. We use the ed. You can use your dictionary or searching in Google to know what is the irregular and regular verb. Next. Okay, the last one is simple future tense. So what is the simple future tense? Simple future tense is used to describe action or events that will happen in the future. This tense express plans, predictions, promise, overs, and decision made at the moment of speaking. The simple future tense commonly use the auxiliary verb will or shall, and sometimes be going to for action that are planned or certain to happen. So what is the function of simple future tense? Number one, as prediction about the future, used to express things that are likely to happen based on opinions or assumption. Example, it will rain tomorrow. Number two, intention and promise, often used to make promise or indicate something planned. Example, I will help you with your homework. And the last one is schedules events in the future, used to discuss events that are expected to occur according to a timetable. Example, the meeting will start at 10 a.m. Next. So this is the formula of simple future tense. Just like before, these are the two categories of formula simple future tense. Nominal, positive form is subject plus will be plus complement. Negative, she will not, subject plus will plus not plus be plus complement. And then the last one is interrogative form is will plus subject plus be plus complement and then plus question mark. And then we go to verbal categories. Positive subject plus will or shall plus verb one plus object. And then the negative is subject plus will plus or shall plus not and then plus verb one plus object. And then the interrogative form is will or shall plus subject plus verb one and then plus object and then plus question mark. So when will we use the will or shall in this sentence, in this simple future tense? So we use the will when the subject is anything except I and we. So we use will. Subject that can use the shall as the to be or ataupun berbantu ya, itu adalah we dan juga I. Namun, but I and we can use the will too. Just like that. Karena shall ini sudah jarang digunakan. Dan sekarang mungkin now it's commonly used with will. The every subject use the will in this simple future tense karena sudah sangat jarang sekali dipakai menggunakan shall untuk tiap-tiap subjek yang ada di simple future tense ini. Next. Okay, examples of simple future tense. Nominal. She will be happy. Negative. She will not be happy. Interrogative. Will she be happy? Verbal categories. Positive. She will visit her grandmother. Negative. She won't visit her grandmother. And interrogative. Will she visit her grandmother? So maybe you wondering what is the one that I write in here. So one is will not. It is the definition of one. It's will plus not, and it's right one. And this is the time signals of simple future tense. Tomorrow, next, soon, in with the specific time period, later, in the future, and by with specific time. We can add some time signal in the last of sentence, in the end of sentence. As the example is, she will visit her grandmother tomorrow, or she will visit her grandmother next week, or anything. You can use the time signal in the end of sentence. Okay. Okay, thank you. Maybe that's all that I can say. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.